So you got signed at a very young age.
Well, yeah, pretty young. I moved to LA when I was 17, and I got my first record deal when I was 18.
And how was that experience being 18 and signed to a
I
label?
was very green, and I didn't know what I was doing.
Was it
We have sound.
oh. was it life changing? Was it everything that you had imagined?
I actually didn't know what a record deal was before I got one. I just knew that I made music and I put out albums. Like, I didn't know what a record deal really truly meant. So getting my first deal was like a bit of a shock to me. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what it really meant. And I guess part of me thought maybe like, okay, now I can relax. I don't have to do any of my own business. I can just make music and let the label handle everything. But that was not the case. In fact, when you sign a record deal, it means, okay, now we really have to start working hard.
And you really got to watch people that watch people that watch people. Right?
I mean, exactly. You're managing like your entire team all the time and directing the vision and all that stuff. But I guess I didn't really know that was part of my job, and so that probably led to, or was one of the reasons that it all fell apart the first time around.
So how do you feel about it now? Like, I mean, from the first album, being signed at 17, 18 to 2016, second album.
So if you count that was back when I went by the name Holly Brook. And so that was my first album, I guess, on a major label. And then I changed my name to Skylar Grey, and this is my second Skylar Grey album.
It's the second Skylar Grey album.
So I guess the first record deal, I learned a lot of really hard lessons. And so then when I got signed again, I kind of just went at it with a totally different approach, just having, learned all those hard lessons. And I just said, I'm not going to make the same mistake again. And so here I am putting out my second album with Interscope, which is great.
Which is great.
That's
awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. So I think a lot of our students here and a lot of people around the world recognize you for your work that you did with Eminem and Dr. Dre. Can you tell me, what was that like when you first met Eminem? How did that come about?
Well, actually, that all happened after I kind of quit the music industry, and I moved up to a cabin in the woods in Oregon. And I was living in the middle of nowhere by myself. And then, because I actually hated music, I had lost my love for it because I was so damaged by the industry and everything. And so I honestly didn't even know, I had the worst writer's block of my life. Like, I couldn't even write a song at that point. So I was like, what am I even doing living in LA? It's so expensive. There's no reason for me to be here. I don't even enjoy being stuck in traffic. Like, who likes that?
Yeah.
So I just moved up to the woods, and without having like all these different people around me with opinions and things, I didn't have anyone to please when I was by myself, isolated in the woods. So slowly I got back in touch with like my authentic self and like who I really wanted to be as an artist and as a person. And slowly music came back to me. And so once music came back to me and I fell back in love with it, I reached out to the one person I had left in the industry, my publisher, and I said, I have to find a way to make a living at music because it's the only thing I know how to do. I tried a few odd jobs in between there that were really shady. It didn't work out. I had like a job editing porn for a little bit. Editing porn. I wasn't in them, so don't go looking. So anyways, I was like, I have to make music work. I don't have a high school diploma. I was a dropout, everything. So like, I had to figure out music. And the first thing she did was introduce me to Alex the Kid, who was like a new signee at Universal, UMPG. And we connected over email. He sent me a beat, and I wrote the hook to Love the Way You Lie, sent it back. It was a very quick write for me, about 15 minutes.
Nice. And
then next thing I know, it was cut by Eminem and Rihanna, and it was the #1 song on iTunes a month later. And like, my life went from here to here, my career did, like almost overnight.
So it was bye-bye Oregon after that?
Yeah, I was like, well, I love Oregon. I'm always gonna have a place for Oregon in my heart, but I saw it as a new opportunity to like have a second chance in the music industry it opened so many doors, like having that collaboration or that song happen. Like that's what led to me going then to Detroit and working with M and Dre. But the funny thing is with Love the Way You Lie, I had never met Alex the Kid. Alex had never met Eminem, and I don't think Eminem and Rihanna had ever met. And we all made our parts of the song in these weird places. Like I was in a cabin in the woods in Oregon, Alex was in New York, Marshall was in Detroit, Rihanna recorded her vocals in Dublin. And we had this #1 song, and that's how it happened. Nobody was ever in the room together. So we didn't even all come together until like we performed it on the Grammys.
That's technology. That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's kind of crazy.
That's what that's all about.
Exactly. Technology can be great. So anyway, I didn't meet Marshall until after that happened. Met him in person the first time when I went to Detroit to work on the Dr. Dre project.
Can you give us a little bit of insight into like your songwriting process? Because I saw online that you say you like to go. You like when you say you're in Oregon, you like the seclusion, but now you find seclusion in different areas where you don't have to be away from almost everybody. So what is it like now? When
the
you
reason I like to be secluded when I'm writing a lot of times is I'm not the fastest writer all the time, and I like to really take my time and put thought into it, and I don't want to bore the other person in the room. They're just like waiting for me to come up with something. And then I feel the pressure of like having to deliver right on the spot versus being able to just do it on my own time. So that's one of the reasons I like to like work alone a lot of times. But another reason is just, I don't know if this is exactly what your question was about, but like collaborating versus writing on my own or whatever. But I get really self-conscious, or I used to get really self-conscious writing in a room with somebody, like throwing out an idea that really was stupid and then having them shoot it down, like just, it made me feel like really embarrassed. And I finally got over that because I realized the only way that you're gonna find the cool ideas is to like, explore even some not so good things. Sometimes you have to go there to go there, you know?
Yeah.
So, I guess I've gotten over that in my older age. I don't care as much about what people think.
That's good. No, that's good. That's true. I mean, you can't worry about what other people are going to think about the album. You just put it out, and people that like it, they'll gravitate towards it, and the people that don't, it's like, who cares, right?
Right. Exactly. It's easy to say that. It's harder to like implement it. To live it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I'm finally living it. I throw out the stupidest ideas all the time now, and I don't care.
So the second album, Natural Causes.
Yeah.
It has like a double meaning for you.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, so Natural Causes is kind of morbid on the surface. You think of death, which is a good representation of the dark sound of my album. But it's actually more about nature for me, and like nature causing everything in life, including our emotions, what we feel, what we go through. It's all like human nature. And I spend a lot of time in nature. I guess that's why I ran away to the woods the first time. I grew up in the woods. So it's just always felt like home to me to just be in the wilderness. But also it always reminds me of how unimportant I am in the big scheme of the universe. And I'm getting really existentialist now, but it really makes me feel like so minuscule. I'm no more important than like a deer or a butterfly to the ecosystem.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? So it's like, why do I stress myself out over stupid shit? It doesn't matter. Yeah. Like nothing matters.
I feel you.
And so it calms me down to just know that like I don't matter, and so that whatever I'm doing should just be because I want to enjoy myself. Like my life is an adventure, and it's a gift that I can even like breathe and see beautiful scenery and things like that. So I just feel like very blessed, and being in nature just is a constant reminder to me that like nature causes everything. And so that's like a big part of the inspiration of a lot of the lyrics on my album.
Amen to that. That's real spiritual of you. I'm glad you evolved in that level. That's what's up. So you're a singer by definition. But on this album, you did it like you've recently been doing a lot of rapping.
Oh, that part, yeah.
Yeah, that part.
Well, I started because that's why I work with so many rappers. I love that they can like tell a story and fit so many lyrics into a short amount of time. And I'm always confined by a melody. Like, I feel trapped in a melody sometimes. So I was like, well, I better figure out how to rap. And that was one of those situations where it was probably a stupid idea at first, and I probably sounded really bad when I first started. I might not even sound great now, but I love doing it, so I don't care. If anybody doesn't like it, go F yourself.
Suicide Squad, bars, swear.
Yeah. So the first rap song I put out was Suicide Squad, a song I did for that called Wreak Havoc.
Yeah, bars.
Thank
I like
you.
that song, that was hot.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And I'm rapping a little bit on my album, just a little bit though.
Who did anybody teach you how to rap, or you just because you spent so many times in the studio with different rappers, it just inspired you to write that out, or did somebody give you like a rap structure?
Nobody really taught me how to rap. It was kind of just like, I don't know, it can sound really weird to me rapping certain styles, so I just found like what I thought sounded the best with my vocal quality. Like what type of feel and flow would sound the best. Because like I could either do like some really annoying, like yelly rapping stuff, but that's not really my style. So I wanted to do more like an easy listening tone of rapping.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. Because it goes with all my other music is very soft, and so if I'm gonna mix rap in with that, I can't just like start yelling.
Nah, that's like that Warren G kind of G'd up sound. I don't know, you might be too young.
Well, no, but like even like Kendrick, he has like a little bit more of a raspy tone when he raps. And it's not as aggressive. I mean, he does rap aggressively sometimes, but just his tone is like very smooth and easy to listen to for me. And I kind of like drew a little inspiration from that, I guess.
That's where you started with?
I guess so.
Okay. Well, what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I just was going to tell you a story. So the first time I tried rapping, I sent the song to Eminem, and I was like, "Can you tell me if I suck before I play it for anybody else?"
So you said your first rap to the God.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yo, so I just tried this. So here, it's like
I tried it. And
smell this, see if it's bad. Like,
exactly. I wasn't gonna play it for a bunch of people, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's awesome," and then play it for him, and he's like, "You suck." So I was like, I might as well go straight to him and ask him if like I have potential.
Because he's kind of like a mentor in certain ways to you, right? And I mean, he gives it to you raw.
He gives me feedback for sure.
But he gives you that raw feedback, right? He doesn't sugarcoat it or anything, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think so. Now you have me questioning that.
Well, I wouldn't think so. The way, I mean, I've seen a bunch of videos, and he produced on your album, so I would think, I don't think he doesn't seem like the type. I've never met him, so I wouldn't know. But he doesn't seem like the type of person to hold punches. So I would say he put you in good hands, because I listened to the Suicide Squad, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm feeling that. And like the voice manipulation that you put on that track was just awesome.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you for paying attention to the email blast and everything that Urban Nights Radio is doing. Make sure, if you haven't already, to look for us on iHeartRadio. Download the iHeartRadio app and like Urban Nights Radio. And drop us an email sometime. Come by the radio station and say hi, okay? Did I do the who, the what? We're going to put the video up on our YouTube page and on our Facebook page, too. So you'll be able to see the interview and the song performance. So private concert right here. This is how we do it. Thank you. Thank you for coming, all right?